I'm Tony Jenkins. I'm a professional backcountry snowmobiler for Ski-Doo and Fox. Obviously, I spend a ton of time in the winter months and I'm away from the family and I'm always working. What better option is to get a Jeep for the family, and we're going to take them out and spend some more time together in the backcountry and show them what the mountains are all about. So we have a 2019 Jeep Rubicon, and it works really well actually, but why not improve it? And that's what we're here to do today. So this morning we wanted to get a baseline in a pretty general area, just a slight bit of off-roading. Just wanted to get a feel of what the stock shocks are doing, and now we're going to go home and put the new Fox 2.0s on. So before we get started with installing the new shocks, we want to get a measurement with the stock shocks that are on there. And what we want to do is jack the Jeep up and then get the measurement of the droop as a stock setup. We should be able to get more suspension travel with the new shocks because they're a little bit longer. So we're at 21 and a half. 22 and a half. So I'm pretty spoiled. Everything I own has Fox shocks, except Summer's Jeep. Why not go to a Performance Series 2.0 from Fox? So the difference between the stock shock that comes on the Jeep Rubicon versus the new Fox 2.0s, obviously this is a steel body, which with steel you get a lot of the corrosion. With the 2.0 Performance Series, you have an aluminum anodized shock body, so this also will help keep it cool, and the shock is completely rebuildable. So basically you're buying a set of shocks that will last your Jeep a lifetime. Even if you have to do maintenance, you send these off and they can be rebuilt. So not only are we replacing all 4 shocks, but we're going to replace the stock stabilizer with the Fox 2.0. Obviously the Rubicon does come with a stabilizer, but like this shock, it is a steel body shock. It's not aluminum. It doesn't have the anodizing. And it's a slight possibility when you do add a little bit of a suspension lift or bigger wheels and tires, you're going to get that death wobble in the front end. And so we just want to make sure that this kit is complete, and we want to make sure that it is sound and performing perfect. So basically there's 3 different seals in the bottom of the shock where...
Hey, what are you doing to my Jeep?
So we're upgrading the shock set.
Okay, well, shouldn't we take this in and to like a shop, have a professional do it?
No, I think I'm perfectly capable of putting 5 shocks on a Jeep.
Yeah, you were perfectly capable of fixing the refrigerator too, so...
Yeah, but we don't talk about that one.
Be careful with my baby, okay?
It's looking good, see? Refrigerator. Let's get these shocks installed. Well, the front went really well. Super easy install. 2 bolts, pull the wheel off. You know, we had to stage it a little bit to show you guys, but I don't think it would take a guy more than 15 minutes. Rear shock looks pretty easy. Don't even have to remove the wheel. Jeep makes these pretty fun to work on actually. It's kind of like working on a dirt bike or UTV or snowmobile. It's just kind of a toy. Just removing the plastic guard so we can get in here to the shock bolt and remove it.
Should we start a GoFundMe for an impact?
Yeah, we need an impact wrench. Anybody want to send me one? Installation went pretty good, pretty straightforward. Put 4 new shocks on the new Jeep. And then we put the steering stabilizer on there as well. That was probably the trickiest one out of everything else, but now we're gonna measure the droop. So basically we're taking the floor jack and we're lifting it from the frame of the vehicle, and we're just lifting it high enough off the ground so that the wheel is just barely touching the ground. That way you can get an accurate measurement, and we're measuring from a consistent location. We went from 21.5 to 22.5, so it gave us a whole inch of further droop, that's awesome. So another thing we did was disconnected the sway bar, and on these new Rubicons on the JLs, you can electronically hit the button to disconnect them. And we went from 22.5 to 24.5, so we added a whole nother 2 inches on top of that with the sway bar disconnected. And then we went to the rear with the stock shocks with the droop measurement. We got 22.5, and with this new shock that we just put on, we got 23.25. So we made it another 1.25 inches of longer, I guess, droop. That's pretty impressive. So gives you that much more to get some traction. As you can see in this animated video, the Fox Advantage eliminates bucking and keeps the wheels connected to the ground, giving the driver control while maintaining a level chassis. Well, I'd say it makes quite a bit of difference. The quality of the shock is night and day from the stock Rubicon shock, and it's all for a price of $850, give or take retail, and you can't go wrong with that. Considering the changes that it's made, if you're just a weekend guy that's wanting to get out with your family, this is the perfect setup.